YouTube! What's going on, guys and girls, guys and gals? Let's roll this up so you don't hear all that outside noise and stuff. So, we're working today, trying to get some loads in, and that's why you gotta keep the hard hat on location, right? Go walking around, even though I'm not outside. They think something might fall through the truck, and if you don't have the hard hat on, you're gonna die. All right, so getting back to you guys, I've been getting a lot of comments, which thank you to you guys. I appreciate that. Turn this up a little bit. I apologize for not getting to your guys' comments sooner. And I was reading through some of them, and I was like, you know, there's some good questions in here. It'd be a good time, since it's been about 3 weeks since I got to any of them, to do a Q&A. So that way maybe somebody else is asking a question that might help you out, you know, and I'll give the answer to it in my own personal experience, obviously. And then hopefully hands helping hands, like this, like the sign goes. This guy's out here with this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, which on a side note, if you are a YouTuber and you don't have the YouTube Analytics app downloaded, do it, because it's great, man. You can go through, you can look at your views and your times, and it'll show you all your comments so that you don't have to go through each individual video. So these comments are from like all the videos I've posted so far, which I think we're up to 39. I think this right here is going to be number 40. So this coming from my video, and it's too easy to get a CDL. And the guy says, I'm 24 years old. I'm going to get my CDL. I've been around trucking for 8 years. I learned from somebody that's been doing and driving trucks for 30 plus years. That is great, man. I feel like that's the best way to do it. You know, I grew up in trucking, and it helped me immensely once I got out here and started driving. So if you can learn from somebody who's been in it for, you know, 30 plus years or 10 years or 5 years even, and show you the ropes and kind of teach you in real world scenarios instead of in a classroom and you know, on paper, you're always going to fare better, in my personal opinion. And then this other guy says, doing a great job, keep up the hustle. 8,000 miles a month is a nice number to sit with. Now I'll tell you guys why I do the 8,000 miles a month, because if you base it off of that, that's a fairly easy 3 weeks of running, and then you get home for a week. Everybody kind of goes off this 3,000 miles a week thing, you know. You can do 12,000 miles a month. When do you go home? Like 1 day a week? To me, that's not enough, you know. I know that's how a lot of the companies are doing it out there. You know, for every week you're out, you accrue a day. But I like to stay out 3 weeks, and then I like to come home for at least 4 or 5 days. You know, to me a week is 7 days, but to everybody else, it's only 4 or 5 days. All right, and then another guy here, he comments. He says, "Are your numbers strikingly close? I stay home while I'm an owner-operator at Crete." I'm not sure what his question is, but hopefully that stuff over at Crete is working out. Oh, hey, we got one from Bread Truck Will. I think I met you a while back in the fuel line. I think you live in Colorado. Yes, I do. We'll have to give him a comment. Yes, I do. So yeah, Bread Truck Will, what's up, man? I've been keeping up on your videos. I've been watching him. He's another good YouTuber to watch. I think he lives out in Texas. He runs kind of regional down there for Landstar, and he's making the bread. And then here we go on how to shift an 18-speed video, which I didn't think was going to take off that great, and a lot of people watched it. Love it. And it says, that's what I call gear jamming, real truck in there. Yes, sir. I'm not a big fan of automatics, which you guys already know that. More gears, the better. If I could get a truck with a 2-stick, that would be the shit. just fucking bam, bam, two-handing over here, no hands on the steering wheel. And then Hours of Service guy commented, great thing about Texas, 80-mile-an-hour speed limits and 75 miles on all the rural areas. That is very true. Holy moly. Even on the back country roads, the FM roads, man, you can go 75 in Texas. I love Texas. Except for the summer when it's balls hot. And in the wintertime when it ices up. This other guy here, he commented, David, yeah, they do that at night. My brother used to do that for a living. He's cleaned up the parking lots and empties the extra trash cans around the dumpsters. That didn't make it into the dumpster. Pretty good money doing it. I'm not sure what that gentleman is referring to. There again. What can you do, right? Now, if you see me give a like and a heart on your comments, that means I read it and I went through it. Thank you for the guys that give me positive comments. I get a couple of negative Nellies on there, but for the most part, it's been pretty positive. And I try to keep it pretty positive on this channel. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I don't like, but I don't like to put that negativity out there because you're always going to find somebody to butt heads with, right? How to shift an 18-speed. Too much torque on the transmission the way you're shifting. Pre-select your half splits, move the direct overdrive splitter, then stick it in neutral, and then back into gear. Well, that sounded like a lot, didn't it? There is more than one ways to skin a cat, and there's two ways that I know to shift this 18-speed. You can split it while it's in gear, or you can take it out of gear, split it, and then come back into gear. Gentleman who commented on my truck, thank you. It's not that nice right now. It's in dire need of a bath, which it's gonna get. How to shift an 18-speed, too complicated. Stick with an automatic, my friend. If it's too complicated, I mean, you could take your CDL test now in an automatic. I just don't get it. But hey, they're going towards autonomous trucks, right? That's what. I won't be happy until we're just sitting here and the truck's doing all the work. Good job. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. What truck are you running? Any suggestions on what trucks are the best? Great content. Okay, so that's a tricky question. I'm gonna throw it out here though. It's a matter of opinion. I have driven in my time, in the last 7 years I've been driving. I've driven Internationals, but only one, so I can't give you too much feedback there. I didn't like it. It had an automatic, and it was an early automatic, so it was really slow on the shifting. And then the overall truck inside is just a lot of plastic. So not a big fan of Internationals, of the ProStars anyway. Like I said, only drove in one. Kenworth, the W9s, that's a great truck. It's a tough truck. They got problems out of the hoods, busting the hood mounts because that dang hood is so big, so you gotta be careful with that. And they won't turn. You need a football field to turn them suckers around. But overall, I love W9s. Love the look, you know, the interior, you know, the seats and all that was in the two that I drove are great. And then the T680, I drove a Kenworth T680 for Navajo. That was awesome. I really like those trucks. For being over the road, I mean, I had my stovetop in there, my TV, you know, it was set up nice, refrigerator, the whole nine with the APU. So I like the Kenworth T680s too. They're very roomy. Volvos are very roomy, but it's a Volvo, right? So not saying anything bad about Volvo. I wouldn't purchase one myself, especially to do what I'm doing. And then 379, 389 Pete's. Really anywhere in the Peterbilt concept, except for the Anteater ones. And even then, they still hold out really good. I can tell you the reason I bought this truck here, this 389, is because it's tough enough and it's built up, beefy enough to do the heavy work, like what I'm doing now. And it's nice enough and it's roomy enough for me to do the over-the-road, the easy stuff, and all around. And these newer ones, they turn a lot better than the older ones did. So I think it's kind of a matter of personal preference. Can I say one truck out there is better than every truck? No, not really, you know, because there's a lot of good trucks. But if I was going to go out and buy one, it would either be, I mean, I've owned a Freightliner, so, and it has never left me stranded. So with a 60 series, though, I'm not a fan of that DD15, and I'm not a big fan of the Cascadias. Today, if I went out and bought a truck, it'd either be a W9 or a 389, or probably a Peterbilt or Kenworth. Any model of those two makes is what I would go for if it was me. Hey man, awesome videos. Thanks for the info and pointers. I like that. I'm a young guy and I'm passionate about trucking. Hope to start sometime. Hey man, if you are passionate about this trucking and you're excited to get out here and you hustle, you're gonna do great, you know. Those are the people that make it, and that enjoy doing it, you know, are the ones that are passionate about it, you know, that are out here for more than just a paycheck. If you come out to drive a truck and you're just looking to get paid, you know, you're gonna get paid, but you ain't gonna like it. And so, right on, man. Truck in the Shop PM Problems. You're right about the filters. Life is Good had the same issue with his 389 when changing the filter. Coincidentally, he also had the same issue with the mechanics trying to tell him about his truck when he knows his truck. Good videos, because the filter issue needs to be put out there for more future 389 owners. The fuel filters on these 389s, on this X15, she will eat up some fuel filters when it's new. I'm not sure what it is or why that is. This is my first new truck, so I don't know if that's every new truck that does that, but she went through the water separator filters like gangbusters, man. About every friggin', the first one I had to change after 8,000 miles. So, yeah, you got to fill both of these filters up before you crank that sucker over. It's just like an old school motor, man. Don't get any air in this system. Don't let them tell you that Cummins says to fill it halfway. They might say that, but in a real world scenario, when you're in the shop and they fill your screw-on filter halfway and your water separator filter halfway, your truck's not going to start. And you guys can watch that video. It was a whole deal where we spent over an hour trying to get that thing started. I'm thinking of buying a well-used tractor as my first truck. I don't really want a large debt for a new venture. I know my maintenance will be higher. I just don't know how much. Should think of holding back for maintenance fund. I'm guessing 40 cents a mile. 40 cents a mile is good. 40 cents a mile might be a little much, right? I went with 5% of my gross, because if you set it at 40 cents a mile, you know, and you don't get a whole lot of miles that month, or the rate you might be getting is a lot higher for the miles you're running. So it might be over 40 cents a mile for some loads, but under. So if it was me, it worked out great. I would set it at a percentage of your revenue. Like I said, I set mine at 5% at Landstar, which was the most you could do with the voluntary escrow, and it grew quick. As far as buying a new truck versus a used truck to start out with, if you've been driving as a company guy, and you know trucking is what you want to do, and you've got some experience with handling freight and brokers and whatnot, and you're going to go out on your own and you can afford it, I would buy a new truck. Because you're either going to pay for a truck over the sales counter or over the service counter. You buy a used truck, you're gonna have problems. And if you have problems and you have problems out of that motor, that's 20 grand right out the door just to start. So if you can afford it, I would just start out with a new truck. That being said, if you start out with a used truck and you set up a voluntary escrow and you're putting money in there every week, you're probably going to be okay. Oh, I didn't want to dislike your comment there, my friend. Many apologies. Awesome video. I was thinking about going back to a stick and I was looking at an 18 speed. Thanks for the video. I've learned some new tricks. Yeah, man. You know, I can't say too much about the automatics other than I just think driving a truck, I'm a little old school like that. I like my manual, man, and I've heard those automatics are crap in the snow. Hi, any up-to-date on getting your own trailer? Good luck from Denmark. Hello, Denmark. yeah, I got my own trailer now. It's just a crew trailer instead of a dry van. All right, guys, sorry about that. I saw somebody I knew come onto the pad site I ain't seen in a while, so I had to go out and say hi. I tried ignoring this, looking through your videos, but I just can't do it. The word is R, not R, PC. When trying to indicate belonging to association with the speaker you and one or more of the other people, the word is R, not R. Okay, so we're learning something new every day. Apologies that my English is not, I didn't do that great in English in high school. So, but hey, we learned the difference between R and R. Am I saying that right? You know, like this is our truck. I guess you're supposed to spell O-U-R instead of A-R-E. Learn something new. All right. What am I? All right, continuing right on down this journey. Can you shift an 18 speed like a 13 speed? Or can you shift a 13 speed like an 18 speed? Sure can. 13 speed, the only difference between a 13 and an 18 is an 18 speed you can split all the gears on the low side as well as the high side. And on the 13 speed, the shift pattern is the same, but you only split the gears on the high side of the transmission, not the low side. Nice scenery. I live in Alaska for 11 years. I try to explain how beautiful it is, and you're right, pictures and videos never capture how beautiful the scenery is. I think she's referring to when we were up in the mountains. Fall here in Colorado, and the mountains are just gorgeous up there. They're all snow covered right now. Boy, the snow is coming. I think this winter is going to be bad because we don't usually have snow-capped mountains until the end of the month, end of November, and they are already covered. So they must have get some moves. And then she said, "Congrats on the move. Good luck." Thank you for that. We got our first settlement yesterday, but it was only for 3 days. But those 3 days we made a good chunk of change. So it looks like we are going to do better here than what we were doing over the road, which was the goal. And as long as they let me go home 2 days a week, I won't get too bent out of shape. Congrats to you, KC. Good luck to you out there in the fields. Thank you very much. Wow, that looks amazing there. Keep up the cool videos. Can't wait to see what comes. So I think these guys are all referring to my switch over into the oil field. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying it. I love being outside. I love being out in the country and getting away from the city. And it's been, so far, it's been good. We've had some really crappy weather. My first week is just mud and rain every day and cold. But today the sun is shining. It's 65 degrees outside. It's just gorgeous. Good luck, brother. And what is great, the warranty on a new truck. Good luck and be safe. Love that warranty. We haven't had to use it yet, but if we do, at least it's there, right? Mad respect, brother. I'm in a cozy union job for 20 years, but having done the owner-op thing, I know how hard it is, but also how sweet the reward can be. Best of luck to you in the oil fields. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Union gig is... I knew a guy that worked for Union Holland Cryogenics, and I wouldn't quit that job either, man. You know, he's going to be able to retire and sit pretty, and he's making well over 6 figures a year, working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Union job's where it's at, right? I've never been the type to stay in one place very long. I don't know. I guess I kind of get antsy and I got to move around. I like to try to do other stuff, but had I been the type of guy that would want to stay somewhere and make a lifelong career for that one company, a union job is definitely would be the way to go. Sounds very exciting. You have some oil field experience from before. Where in Colorado are you working? So yeah, I had experienced some before. I went out in 2014 and started hauling oil, and we did it for about 3 years, and then we got out for a year or 2 years. We got out for a year, then we came back, and then we left for that 10-month stint there, and now we're back in it again. And I am trucking up here in the northeastern Colorado, southern Wyoming area, what they call the DJ Basin. So down south, just north of Denver, you have what's called the Wattenberg gas field. Up above that is the DJ Basin. I enjoy your videos. Keep them coming. Good luck in the oil fields. Show some more outside shots of that large car. I tell you what I'm going to do for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-warn you on this video because it's going to be a little scary. I'm going to take a shot of this bad girl right before she goes into the Blue Beacon. It is some kind of dirty. Oh my gosh. It's heartbreaking. It's taken me a while to get used to how much dirt there is out here. And you put it on a brand new truck and it just makes your skin crawl a little bit. But she is doing good. Good to see you're back. Thank you for that. Good video. That's new tips. God bless you down the road. Thank you. Yeah, sweepers work at midnight. Home Depot does the same thing. Oh yeah, when at night I was parked up in a lot and I was doing a video and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Here come the street sweeper and he pulled up like right in front of me. I was like, what the fuck does this guy want? That was pretty crazy. Get a microphone, okay? You know what? I might do that for you, TG. Sorry I don't have a microphone for you. Hope the video quality is okay. If you have a volume button, maybe turn it up just a little bit. You know, here's the thing, right? I'm a truck driver. My trucking comes first and all that. The video stuff is just kind of a side project, and I'm just doing it to, if one thing gets out there that helps somebody, that's why I'm doing it. I'm not looking to become YouTube famous or anything like that. If that was the case, I'd be doing more videos. So that being said, I don't invest a lot of equipment other than the GoPro and what I can do on my iPhone. So yeah, I'll just stick to Simpsonness on McCallicker in solving the pursuits on conjective theory. I would stick with that, man, because can't even read that comment. Holy shit. How many barrels are you loading up there for being that heavy? What gravity is the oil? So there you go. Tells you we got a Nicholas must be hauling oil. So I have a 250 barrel tank. I'm hauling 240, 245, especially if it's nice and cold outside. And the gravity, the lowest I've seen up here so far is a 20 with this company. And then the highest is been about a 45. If you get south and you're hauling some of that stuff down there in the Wattenberg, you're typically in the 40s and 50s, and they have condensate that ranges all the way up to the 70s. So kind of got it all up here in the DJ Basin. Alrighty guys, I got to get off here and I will continue this. We got a few more comments to get to, but you guys are gonna have to give me a minute. I got to get to work. Alright YouTube, let's finish this up, huh? Boy am I tired. It's been a long day. Look at this. Look at this shave and due for a shave. I need a haircut. Life in the oil field can get a little rough. It's nothing like being over the road, being close to everything. You're kind of away from civilization, and you work long hours. So a lot of money, but long hours, right? They say, well, you don't drive that many miles. I don't know, but you figure it takes 45 minutes to an hour. Really, to load 240, 250 barrels, it takes an hour. And then you have to get unloaded. So if you do 3 loads a day like I did today, with an hour on each end, you're looking at 6 hours that if you're over the road, you'd be driving. So even though I'm doing only about 250 to 300 miles a day over here, if I was to work the same hours, you'd drive 600 miles. So it's not easy work, but we are going to get through this comments video and we're going to wrap it up. We only got a few more to go, so let's pick up where we stay off. I just love these positive comments that you guys leave on here, and I appreciate it. It keeps me wanting to keep making these videos, you know. I didn't know how this whole YouTube thing was going to go when I started, so. But this guy, Poppy, says, thanks for the update. Stay safe and enjoy. Keep us posted. Thank you for that. I love your videos. Good info. I'm a company driver, but really thinking about buying a truck, just doing my homework on it and watching videos. One quick question. I have 1,000 a week. Should I stay where Should I stay where I am, or do you think I should become an owner-operator? You know, you're making $1,000 a week take home after taxes as a company guy. Unless you really want to own a truck, I'd keep doing that. You know, when you become an owner-operator, if you don't have a passion for trucks, and there's weeks you're gonna make a lot more than that, right? There's weeks where I took home over $3,000 a week, and then there's weeks where something broke on the truck, or freight was like up there, freight would dip, or there would be no loads out here to haul, like and I would make less than $1,000 a week. Are you gonna gross a heck of a lot more money as an owner-operator? Yeah. You know, you figure a company guy, if you're making $1,000 a week, you're gonna be making what, $54,000 a year? We'll round it up and say 60 gross, but that's all in your pocket money. I'll do over 200,000 this year, and 30, almost, well, more than that. 40,000, if not more, is going to be in fuel alone. So, owner-operator versus company guy. Yeah, if you just want to buy a truck and you want to be an owner-operator, I would do it. Pretty consistently, yeah, you're gonna make more than $1,000 a week. If you get a good truck and you can stay running, you can stay busy, you'll make $1,000 a week. Take home after expenses. A lot of expenses with owning a truck, man. Besides fuel, you got insurances, you've got breakdown, you know, you've got all that good jazz. It all falls on you. And if you're really doing an owner-operator and you're doing it what I would call the right way, and running a business and W-2ing yourself and paying part of the taxes and doing your healthcare thing and everything else that's going to fall on you that right now a company pays for, it can really get costly. That's why it's important not to move cheap freight. Don't do it, guys. Don't move cheap freight, please. Wow, looking forward to the oil field. Hey, man, it's good right now. Are you keeping or selling your truck? I sold my black Freightliner to my dad. And he then in turn sold it to another guy as like a lease purchase deal, so that the guy didn't have the money to buy a truck, you know, that big down payment everybody wants. So he's basically just selling him the truck, and once it's paid for, it's his. You know, no interest or nothing stupid like that. Good luck. Nothing wrong with doing better for yourself. No, there's not. Always strive to do better. Don't settle, guys. It is a driver's market right now. I don't know if you know that. It's a driver's market, not a company's market. They're starving for drivers. They're starving for owner-operators. They need us more than we need them. So make them pay. Oil field's great. Was making a killing in 2011. Then Obama killed the oil field. If by some chance the socialists get the House, socialcrats? I don't know what that means. Gets the House and Senate, you're going to be out of work overnight. Been there, done that. You know, that's the thing with the oil field, and I think it's both political and it's just how the oil field is. It's been like that. You talk to old timers and guys that have been out here for years, it always goes like this. It's always on a high. It's either boom or bust. That's just the oil field. Something could happen politically tonight and it would kill it. He's right, yeah. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get it while it's good, because there's definitely enough freight to move out there. There's always something to do with driving a truck. I'm about to head to Landstar. Got qualified. Currently leased on U.S. Truck. Fed up with them because you can only book 3 loads at a time, and it's hard to get home since I live in Dallas, Texas. They basically do the East Coast and barely bring me home. Landstar only lets you book 3 loads in advance as well. You can book 3 cross-country trips if you want to, but you can only book 3 loads in advance. If you're living in Dallas, Texas, you're in for a treat. They got so much freight in Texas. Texas is booming, unless you're out in West Texas. But if you're Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, There's some stuff up around Amarillo, Wichita, but being in Dallas, you will never have problems getting loads, and you shouldn't have much of a problem getting back there. There's good freight lanes coming in and out of Dallas, Fort Worth. And then another guy asked me, are you in Texas? I'm not going to butcher your name, but no, I don't. I live in Colorado. I live in Denver, so I run in Texas a lot when I was over the road, but no. Do you drive for I must get on this? Aaron Ortiz, please reply. I drive for a company called Circuit Trucking. That's who I'm currently leased onto right now. They're not looking for drivers. You got to have your own truck. I think when me and my dad brought our 3 trucks over here, I think they were really only looking for 2. But anyway, that's who I'm driving for now. Loving it so far. Everybody's been real great. That's good moves. Your numbers are straight and your video is on point. You take home and depends on your workload. Home time is very important even if you don't go home. Thanks. Home time is important, man. I think home time is one of the most important things when you're a driver, because we don't work a 9 to 5 gig out here. We don't know what an 8-hour day is most days, and being away from home is not easy. Even being up here, you know, I'm only about 100 miles away from home, but it's still not easy being out every night, every day, because to make that commute's too much. So you got to be able to go home. That's why I base everything off 8,000 miles a month when I was over the road, and over here I basically base it off loads. I got a number. I want to hit 15 loads a week is the goal, in 5 days. That way I can take two days off. So 3 loads a night, or at least 12 to 15 loads will put me, you know, more than enough to be able to take 2 days off. Because that whole working 6 days, taking 1 day off, that's not me anymore. I don't enjoy that. So home time is important. And for you guys out there over the road, man, I've said it once, or I've said it 100 times. If you're not making enough to get yourself a motel room when you're out on the road doing a 34, I'm not saying every time you do a 34, but unless you just love being locked up in that truck, some of the best, I only spent a handful of times while I was with Landstar staying in the truck when I had to do a 34. If I tried to plan my 34s, because I got family in Missouri, I got family in Texas, and then home. Tried to plan it where I could be in one of those 3 spots so that I could go hang out with family. I could stay there. But if not, if I was out east or out west, and I had to do a 34, man, get a motel room. It's nice to get out of that truck, especially if you're in any kind of populated area. You can go do something, walk around, go to a restaurant, sit down, have a drink. It's important to get out of this truck, because sometimes this thing can really feel like a jail cell, and that weighs on you during the week. So that's all, guys. We're all caught up to date. I'm gonna try to go through some of these and answer your questions via text, but I just thought it'd be good to do a video, get some FaceTime with you guys, answer some of these comments and questions and stuff on here. I'll go to sleep, Carmen. So yeah, as always, I hope you guys are doing great. I'm making some money, having fun, staying safe, and I appreciate you watching the video, and we will catch y'all on the next one. I'm going to try to get you some more shots with the truck outside and the whole oil field thing, because there's some beautiful scenery out here. But the thing is when you're like on an unload facility, you know, no cameras allowed, and these pad sites, you can't be filming these pad sites either. They don't, producers won't go for that. So bear with me. I'll get you some shots, and we'll get them on there. Stay safe, guys.